It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
Good. Gary, how are you?
Good. How do you like my e-bike?
I like it.
That's an e-bike.
What is an e-bike?
And an electronic bike. I mean, it's good for the environment bike, whatever they call it.
Environment bike.
Steph. Yeah. So check this out. I can actually see it on my phone. It tells me that my bike's there and where it is.
See nothing but a glare.
Yeah. So anyway, it's there, and it tells me where it is. It's got Find My iPhone or whatever, Find My Friends built into it.
Oh, your bike is
cool?
It's a friend. You can find
like a tag. Like an air tag.
That's really nice. So the fair is coming to town.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, for us people from North Carolina, this is a big deal. This is like
a big
community
deal.
Coming together kind of thing.
The fair is a cultural phenomenon here in North Carolina where you can eat virtually anything. You can be anything at the fair. You can take a step back in time and go to the ye old section. You can see the largest vegetation you have ever seen. And you can even pet goats and cows and other
baby
animals.
Horses, eat burnt corn. And anything that has been fried, anything and everything has been fried. They even fry corn dogs, meaning they make a corn dog, they put batter on the outside of a corn dog and refry it.
They even fry Kool-Aid, where they just put Kool-Aid in funnel cake batter, and then it's called fried Kool-Aid. That was the thing. If you do you look at the new foods every year?
I know you do, so I don't have to.
I do. Yeah. Okay, this year, I think I'm going to eat this. It is loaded pickles. So it's like, like loaded fries or whatever, where it's just got all the toppings.
In it, or what's inside the pickle?
Nothing's inside them. They're like loaded like they're fries, but it's like just pickles that you dip in the stuff and eat. And that sounds good to me. I'm a pickle guy, though. They also have pickle pizza this year, where it's like a white pizza with pickles as the topping.
I had that if you may recall, I had that in Minnesota, and it was amazing.
Okay, so North Carolina is picking it up. I believe the Raging Cajun booth is going to have a few new items this year. They're known for their fried gator and a few other things. And then there was something it's like tater tots, but sweet. They're like cinnamon sugar tater tots, which
like churros.
Yeah, but like churros are not potato. This is like potato.
True.
Which is kind of weird to me.
Speaking of
potatoes, we
should have it. Speaking of messages that help our viewers and readers, it is very important for them to know that not chalupa. What's the fried thing that Taco Bell has? The
cinnamon twists.
No, the wrap that they fry. The crunch wrap. The crunch wrap is now available at Taco Bell for breakfast. And it's the best food to eat on the way while you're driving because it's all encapsulated in a big fried dough thing. So you don't have to.
I remember you called me on the phone one time when you were like eating Taco Bell for lunch. I think you were eating tacos and you were like trying to drive and talk to me on the phone. And
taco eating is not good. That's not good.
That wasn't going well. So anyway, if you're driving, if you're on the go, get a Crunch Wrap Supreme. This is not sponsored.
So for breakfast. This is Gary K, and I'm with Steph Beckett, and you're watching rAVe TV, which comes to you live every Wednesday. It is actually 12:03 a.m., like my new phone, 12:03 a.m. on Wednesday.
It's p.m. actually, 12th. My guy.
Yeah, and it is, we're coming to you live on ravepubs.com, on youtube.com/ravepubs, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Our weekly TV shows, the industry's only live show. And speaking of shows, we have some live events to talk about this fall. We're excited about those.
Yes, and we also have a survey that's going on right now that we want to tell you guys about. Yes, let's talk about the survey.
Let's go back and talk about the survey.
Let's go back.
I need your help. Actually, we have the wrong graphic up real quick. Let me go back and put the other.
We'll fix it.
Graphic up for the. Sorry about that. For our survey, our supply chain survey.
Yes.
So we have a supply chain survey that I just put up that I need your help with. So here's the deal. Everyone knows that we've had problems. I want to know who and how are you having problems? And it's very quick. I made a survey. I worked on this with Carrie, and we believe that this will take you definitely less than 45 seconds to a minute to take. So you go through and answer questions, who you are and kind of what you do, but then real quickly, it's all multiple choice kind of questions.
Right.
And there's a couple of questions where you can answer more than one answer, but we want to know, are you having supply chain issues? How is it compared to last year? And who are the culprits of the supply chain issues? So we put in the product categories in there too. And it's very important to me that as many people do this as possible before launch week, which we'll talk about in just a second in a couple of weeks, because I'm going to have a supply chain panel of some of the industry's experts on supply chain and some of the biggest brands. And we're going to address the questions based on that supply chain survey. So fill that survey out. It takes you 45 seconds to a minute. You'll get an e-blast about how to fill that out on Friday. We're sending an e-blast to everybody. In the meantime, scan that QR code. You'll get the link to fill out that survey. So thanks, Steph, for letting me plug that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's important too. I think that we have a lot of like thoughts and opinions about supply chain stuff, but there's not a whole lot of just data out there for people to glean. So I think that this will be really great.
And we're going to separate the end user data from the dealer data, because we are asking a question like, how has it affected your business? And we want to know sort of, are you changing project dates or delaying projects? We want to know some data. So speaking of data, in-person events. Get lots of data by talking to people.
In-person events. Yeah, we do. We do. So first coming up, DSC. That's going to be November 17th through 19th. We are so excited that this show is back, you guys. And I'm really thrilled. This is going to be my first DSC ever. So Gary, I'll be interested to see what my opinion of this is versus yours, because you attended them in the past while they were under different ownership. And now that they're DSC show, and now that they're under QuestX, their own under now. It'll be interesting to see what this has done for it, and I'm excited. I think this show, it's going to be a little smaller this year because it does take a few years to grow back up if you're kind of building new post COVID, but I'm excited. I think that this will be a really good growing,
free code.
Can only go up. Yes.
Yeah, we have a free code. Scan the QR code there. You can get our free code to register for DSC. And by the way, next a week from today, actually, we have to figure out. I guess I'll be doing rAVe TV from the airport, possibly, Steph, because a week from today, I'm actually flying at around 1:30 in the afternoon to the E4 show in Boston, which is October 20th. So we want, if you're in the New York, Boston area, you should definitely attend this show. And I actually wrote an article, 3.9 reasons why you should attend the E4 experience if you're in Boston or the New York area. This is aimed at you. So if you're not, you can flip off right now and just do whatever you want to do, drink coffee, whatever. But if you're there, that's not the right term, was it? Anyway, if you're there, some of the reasons why you should go is, number one, my keynote is really cool and new, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. Number two, free food. That's a big deal for me. The fact that breakfast is included, lunch is included, and some of the best cookies in the industry are there as well. I'm going to do a live show floor tour during the E4 where you can sign up. It's only open to 30 people. So I'm going to guide around 30 people with using Listen Technologies, Listen Talk headsets. I'm actually going to shoot that entire tour in video, so I'll be able to share that later with people who aren't able to be in the area. And then there's a lot of educational sessions. I mean, this is a great opportunity if you get a lot of live CTSs, and Chuck Espinoza is going to be there live. There's no better instructor in our industry than Chuck Espinoza, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's great. So that's a lot of reasons to attend. And one more that I'll add is our partner and sponsor, Aver Pro AV, is going to be there as well. And they're going to show their video conferencing cameras. They are really coming up in the Pro AV market. And this is your chance to go check them out and see how they're coming up in person. And make sure to go register.
I should mention, I don't know if we'll mention this story later, that they have a partnership. Are we mentioning that partnership story with I think it's rAVe. They have a partnership coming up with rAVe that you'll hear about a little bit in the future. That's kind of cool. So that's actually being announced, I think, as we talk right now at the EduCause show. And they'll be talking about that and demonstrating that
That'll be cool.
At the E4 show, the details of that. In fact, one of my 4 reasons is that, there's a few brands that are going to actually be launching product at the show and talking about partnerships at the show. And one of them is rAVe. So stay tuned for some big news from rAVe.
Oh, yes. It's the HDL 300 that now integrates with their tracking cameras. So yes, we'll make sure to add that story to the QR code as well for those watching. So virtual events coming up. Those are the big in-person ones for the rest of this year, but we have a launch and learn coming up. So this is PR for companies that cannot afford a PR pro. This is really big. Yeah, this is big. So make sure to go and watch this. If you're a small company, if you're new in the industry and just PR is not your forte, these are free tips that you can literally use for free, no charge. A lot of really big names in PR are going to be part of this. Katie Bennett, Veronica Isbana, of course, our own Morgan Lawrence. So definitely go
Rachel, is Rachel part of it too? Or somebody from Castor part of this? I thought so. Someone from Castor's part of it. I do know that.
Yes.
So yeah, you've got the big agencies, the big PR agencies in the industry are all participating in this. And this is free advice. As you just said, Steph, if you can't afford your own PR agency and you're doing your own press releases and you're writing your own case studies, this is a great free session.
A great free session. Oh yeah. Peter from Castor is going to join. So yeah. So finally, launch week 6, it is approaching very, very quickly. It is in about like a week and a half, I want to say.
A little less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
I know, which is so exciting. And I just want everyone watching this to go ahead and register. You do not have to register for the entire 4 days, but if you do, it is 10 Avixa RU credits. So if you are in need of RUs, this is a great resource for you. It's 2.5 per day also. But I just wanted to talk about a session that's going to be really exciting. This is a session that's going to happen on Digital Signage Day. This is going to be about the digital signage ecosystem. So it's going to be with Ben Slattery, Kevin Winkler, Abigail Honor, and yours truly. And I'm going to be talking with them about how important content has come to be for digital signage. It is no longer just enough to put information on a screen. There's got to be purpose. There's got to be beauty. And we are going to talk about how, beauty as well as function are really important in the industry right now. And I'm really excited to learn more about that.
People notice things that look nice. People do notice things that look nice.
And that's just something I've noticed more and more at InfoComm. I'm sure you're going to notice it at DSE, how it's just people are really, really showing beauty and signage as one right now, which is awesome.
Speaking of which, that last transition that Carrie just did, put that back up there where you put that session graphic back up. That the layout of the screen on our screen here looks awesome with that. Look at that. That looks great. Does it not look good? That looks really good. I love that layout, right? Because there you got the QR code, easy to define. You got the branding, really nicely placed there. And then I like that. That's good. So that's good.
I like that
example
too.
of that. Yeah. Speaking of shows,
yes.
What about ISE 2023? Excited about going to Barcelona?
I'm so excited to go to Barcelona. I loved it in May, and I'm looking forward to just be back again in January/February. It was such a good show. It is such a good convention center. Like, I think this might be my favorite convention center. It's so easy to navigate. Like, do you remember when we went to Amsterdam and I got lost in the convention center and cried in a corner because I couldn't find the elevator? That wouldn't happen. That does not happen in Barcelona. There's such clear signage. So,
while I was at CD, Steph, while I was at CD, I grabbed Mike Blackman, who's the managing director for ISE, and asked him to talk about the upcoming ISE show. And it's a great interview. We had a really good time doing it. It was the third day of the CD show, or second day of the CD show. Towards the end of the day, it was really busy, but he was in a really good mood. I was in a really good mood. We kind of met each other back in the back of the hall. And this interview, I want you to watch this for 2 reasons. Number one is I want you to watch the content that we're talking about the show, but also look at the crowd in the background. So historically, our industry has been very immune to recessions because of the fact that we have technology. Do you think the delay in supply chain will elongate the recession for us? Or do you think, because ISE should be coming right as we're coming out of a recession if we have one, What do you think?
Well, we went through the last recession and still grew as a show. And we anticipate this one it's a little bit, it's been longer in announcing it's coming.
Yeah.
So I think that's been affecting.
Warning us for a year
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly. Yeah. I think some of the issues with the war in the Ukraine and all the price issues there, that's a concern. We see in the commercial sector that some of the laws which are coming across Europe where they're asking to communities, government offices to cut back. There's been a law in Germany says that they have to switch off the digital signage during between 4 and 10 p.m. Or 10 and 4 p.m.
Because it's distracting, or
No, it's save energy.
okay.
They wanted to cut back on the energy usage, so that's affecting the business as well. So there are a few things that still have to be fixed and affects our business, our industry. But let's see how that develops.
That shirt with the heart on it is beautiful. I love the fact that we put that heart on our shirts finally.
That was your idea. That was your big idea. You're the ideas guy here, and I think it was good.
I just think I think it's cool to have that on there, and kind of also, bring the industry together behind, what's better than a heart? Like that's probably one of the most popular emojis sent out.
That's true.
It might be the most popular emoji sent out on iPhones and Androids, whatever those are called.
And as the company, we do like the purple heart as like a reaction in Slack and stuff. And so, it's kind of full circle in that way too. But I've gotten a lot of compliments on that shirt. So that was a good idea. Gary, did you hear about the new course from our other sponsor and partner, Legrand? They have a new set of modules / a new course. So this is all about solving hybrid meeting challenges. And yes, they do have a lot of content about hybrid meetings right now, but that's kind of like where we're at as an industry. So people really need stuff about this right now because we're all kind of trying to figure out what we're doing. So this is hosted by Jay Deschong, and so they have a few courses. It's going to be 5 in total, and I believe 3 are out right now. So they have kind of 5 different subjects. One is on navigating hybrid spaces, overcoming audio challenges, putting the video in video conference, and those are the ones that are out right now. And they include lists of helpful products to make these things work, needs analyses, solution diagrams. They include all of these resources in each module. So I highly recommend going and checking those out. They are completely free. So just scan that QR code to learn a little bit more. So really grateful for them for providing so many free resources. They not a lot of companies do that.
They've been a great sponsor, and they're very focused on marketing through education, which I think is very good, and it's a great service
smart
to the industry. So we have we're also gonna announce the rAVe TV Awards. We're gonna do that now. The rAVe CEDIA 2022 award winners, best of products at CEDIA. We're going to do that now. What do you think, Steph? Should we do that now?
Let's do it now. So this is a story that lives on our website. So if you missed one or want to go see more, you can scan the QR code and it'll take you to that story. But yeah, Gary, let's talk about it. You and I and a few others developed these together. So best overall new resi product, that is the Episode Radiance.
Yeah, so that's a speaker that it's sort of like a tower speaker, short. It can be really short, medium, or tall. That you put on path lighting or around an outdoor patio area. Sorry, my eye's itching.
No, fine.
But it also has an LED ring on it too, and it can be controlled through Alexa, which means that you can now use path lighting and make it any color you want. So for Halloween, it could be orange, for Christmas, red, for Hanukkah, blue. And what you could do is, it's 2 products in one, and it all goes through one wire. So the audio portion and the powering of the LED portion goes through one wire. And even though it's through one wire, you can address each speaker each speaker separately and each light separately. So for example, you could have audio coming out of every other speaker, but every light, everyone lit up, and vice versa. It's not forcing you to have everything on all at the same time. Yep. And this is all from Snap One, best overall product, best new product. It's very affordable. So I really like that product.
All right. So let me click here.
I think the next one is best overall residential product, because we had this new category of commercial coming into the residence and residents going into commercial.
Yes.
And Netgear's Wax or WAX
638E. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a wireless access point. That's why it's called that. And it's IP6 capable, but also has the bandwidth to do. It's downwardly compatible with all the bandwidth, but it also has the security. But most importantly, you can't buy this on Amazon. You can't buy it from CDW. You can't buy it from any of the other retailers. It's specifically for the commercial AV market. So and the consumer AV market, high-end residential, I should say. So the integrators don't have to worry about competing with an end user product.
That's awesome. All right, best new home cinema speaker. That is the Sonos Faber Arena. That was a very, very cool speaker.
Yeah, it has I saw a demo of this where we had 17 of these in one room. They built a theater out of it, and it was just phenomenal. Great form factor, great sound. It's very, very high end. This is definitely not the thing that you're going to use in a $100,000 home theater. Something you're going to use in $500,000 and up home theater. It's something that somebody who has appreciates really good quality, goes to a movie and only goes and sees the movie in the good movie theaters. That's the person that would appreciate this speaker.
Exactly. So best new home theater projector, that is the Sony VPL XW 7000 ES.
Right. That's in the middle of the Sony
that's a mid-range.
Yeah. And I picked this because it wasn't ridiculously expensive comparatively. It's in the range of $10,000. It is native 4K. It's SXRD technology, which is 3 LCD technology. And it's great for a home theater versus a home cinema. Cinema, like you're taking a step up. So a theater, this is a good thing that anyone who has a theater in their house, it's worth spending the money for. And when it does go on sale, it's going to sell, meaning when someone has a sale, it'll be around $8,000. So it's going to save you some money if you kind of watch for when it goes on sale. But for home cinema, so let's say you're going up and you're going into a place where somebody's actually designed it with theater chairs and things like that. We picked a different product. So we're going to review that product in just a second.
Yes. I was like, let me find it. It might be further down. But
your favorite. This is your favorite product.
Yes, this is the best new LCD display. This is Samsung's matte frame TV. So this is no glare. So people, I think in the past with the regular Samsung frame TVs, were running into the issue of if too much light is on it, it kind of gives off a little, or if the brightness is up too high, it kind of gives off. Gary, do you remember those like digital frames by like Kodak or whatever, where you could like plug it into the wall? It kind of like was giving that vibe a little bit if it was like the brightness was up too high. So I think this was to fix that. And it does look really, really cool in person.
Well, also some artwork looks better in a matte finish than in a glossy finish. Some artwork was meant. So I think if you're using it as an monitor to display art, you want to have a choice there. And so I think it's a good idea.
Like oils, pastels, like those look a lot better on matte than they do in a glossy finish. So this is kind of for those.
Yeah, I'm not an art person. You know more about that than me, but I know that there's a difference there.
Exactly.
So and then LG got best new OLED display. Now, and by the way, a lot of people have said, I've got a couple of responses. By the way, the article is public. If you scan that QR code, you'll get the QR code is right here. If you scan that QR code, you'll actually get a copy of the whole article where we talk about all the products, and you have links to all the videos we shot. People kind of said, well, LG is the only one that makes OLEDs. That's actually not true. LG is the only raw component manufacturer of OLEDs, but Sony buys them and repackages them. And Samsung now buys them and repackages them, by the way. So Samsung has OLEDs as well. But the OLED Flex was cool because it's a monitor that can be flat, and you press a button and it curves. So if you're using it for gaming, you'd use it in curved. And if you're using it for watching TV, you'd use it in flat.
That's crazy. Cool. It's very cool. So make sure to go check out the article.
Where you can also rotate the monitor, put it in cockpit mode too. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
So this is the best new projection screen. This is the Seymour Screen Excellence in Lighter 4K. Gary, you got to see this one, right?
Yeah, it was in the theater. One of the theater demos I attended. It was amazing. And Seymour Screen's cool. I mean, they're a very high-end screen company. They actually introduced something at the show that we didn't give an award to that I thought was cool, which is you can retrofit using their screen material on any one screen frame.
Oh,
so you can, if you already have a Daylight, you already have a Draper, you already have a Stewart, you can actually retrofit a Seymour Screen Excellent screen in there, which I thought was kind of cool. The Enlightener 4K is a screen material specifically meant for 4K native resolution, not pixel shifting resolution projectors.
Right. Which Mark Coxon recently wrote an article about like native versus pixel shifting. So check that out on our site as well if you need a little more of a technical explanation. So best new outdoor display, Planar's Luminate Ultra Series, absolutely beautiful display. Like that was one that I was like, wow, I am so glad I got to see this in person.
I agree. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Best new home automation hardware solution, that is Halo from Snap One.
Which is a cool remote. Very cool remote, very simple. Very, it's, great for home automation in a simple way.
Best new home automation software solution, which is Habitat. So this works like off the network, which I thought was cool. Like you don't need Wi-Fi for this to be able to work in your home. So that is why we gave this one the award. It's very awesome. Very cool company. So, this one was great. The best new home automation accessory, that was Josh AI's Nano. So this is like a smart microphone. So I don't even think I can describe it and do it justice. So definitely go check out our article and watch the product video on this, because the
product video does a really good job explaining how this works.
Explaining the demo is great.
It uses AI to figure out what you're asking for.
Yes, and where you are when you're asking for it. Like
put a mic anywhere, basically.
Very cool. So best new audio product is the Storm Audio ISP Evo. Best new home cinema speaker. Oh wait, you already had that one. Best new speaker bar product, Bang & Olufsen's Bayo Sound Theater. Oh my gosh, like I could have spent hours. It was in the Origin
Acoustics booth, and it was a partnership with Origin Acoustics to build this. It looks like a 50s car married a home theater speaker, and it's really kind of cool. It's got a nice design to it.
Sounds so good as well. Best new in-wall and ceiling speaker, that is Origin Acoustics MOS 36, which it's no surprise to me that they win that. Yes.
It's flush. It's really kind of a nice design.
I talked about that in one of my articles where I was like, everyone is talking about things are flush this year, like flush switches.
People don't want to always see the technology in front of their face. They kind of want it to appear. And I think that's kind of a cool way to do it.
Best new surface
so
mount
obviously
speaker.
there are times where you have to surface mount things. In this particular one, Coastal Source, the Razor 220 is completely waterproof, can be used outside. In outdoor environments, you're going to probably have to surface mount something. But the way this thing mounts is really easy. A lot of times, I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but if you ever have to take a speaker down, it's really difficult because putting it up is one thing, taking it down is another. The mounting solution for this is really simple.
Yeah. Best new complete system. This is the demo of all demos of CD Expo 2022.
We published it last week and talked about it in rAVe TV. You should scan that QR code if you want to read that article.
Best new outdoor audio product, Magna Audio's Rock F66, which that is probably one of the best looking outdoor speakers I've ever seen.
It looks real.
It looks absolutely real, but it looks gorgeous. So definitely go watch the product video on that and tell me you don't want that in your yard. Best new lighting product, has Vantage's L Human shading and lighting. And then and then best new shading product, Hunter Douglas Aura illuminated shades, which were really great. Sarah Abrams mentioned them in her article as well, so definitely go and check that out on our site. She talked a lot about how like lighting and wellness were a big part of CD Expo, and we had a tie for best new lighting product. The other one was Crestron's LED light fixtures as well. They were also very pretty. Best new mount solution, that's Sanus's Tilt 4D mount. Best Infield integrator product, Meridio's Fox and Hound. Mm-hmm. They updated it for 8K, right?
Right.
Was that it? Yeah. Best new software solution to Bright Vault. Best work from home UCC device, Jabra's Evolve 2.
Especially if you're using Teams and Zoom.
Yeah. Best work from home product, Gary. This is your bread and butter. Leon Speakers Liquid View. If you're
working, a lot of us are working in closets with no windows or rooms that aren't meant to be offices. This product's awesome.
Best new security solution, Masonite's Smart Doors, which those were those were so
it's a good example of a new company coming to the show and doing something really creative and addressing our market. So
exactly. Best service product you probably didn't see, Deep Innovations Pool Scout. Gary, you're going to do a Rants and Raves on this, correct?
Yeah, and in fact, this is a product that saves lives. If a kid falls into a pool, it notifies everyone that's connected to it immediately. And also, they won the Innovation Award for CDA.
That's awesome. And this is a very new product, so I don't think it's like totally being sold through the channel yet, but I think that like once it does, it's going to pick up very quickly. And then, of course, Best CD Expo 2022 demo. That was, of course, Gary's theater room demo that he wrote a story about. And like he said, you can go read that on our site to check out more about that. Best new technology of 2022. That is Mad VR MV Extreme.
Unbelievable video processing technology.
Coolest CD of 2022 booth. That is HTSN, of course, because who else had a tiny smart home as a booth? Yeah. Nobody. That's right. And then the up and coming award goes to SimCraft, the driving simulator that I'm sure you guys all saw a lot about on social. They are a very cool company, so definitely watch out for them. They are definitely up and coming.
Our up and coming award, and our up and coming award always highlights a company that people probably haven't noticed, don't know much about, and are kind of new to the industry. And although the SimCraft's been around a while, they're new to our industry.
They're new to our industry. That's true. So those are our awards.
There you go. That's our awards. So congratulations to all the award winners. They've been notified. But yeah, and then of course we sound good and look good thanks to Shure, and we have a new product. Shure just came out with the Uniplex sub miniature cardioid lavalier mic, which is cool because for people like me who travel, I can now have my own just mic that connects to any receiver or transmitter, sorry. And I can have my own with me, and it comes in different colors depending on the skin tone that you are, or if you just want black or white. And you can travel this. It's very light. It's plastic, and it rolls up. A lot of times, the mic manufacturers say don't roll your cable too tightly, like don't do something like this. Yeah. But in fact, in their case, they're like roll it as tight as you want. You don't have to worry about it. So instead of saying don't do this, they're like do whatever you need to do with it. So.
Yeah, they've made it so that you can do that, so that you can travel with it, which I think is pretty clever. So if you want to check out more about that, go ahead and scan that QR code. You can read that story on our site. So
for the surprise of the week, this is
like the surprise of the month. Yes.
Yeah, D10. Yeah, they're the Zoom company that makes stuff for Zoom. Everything's Zoom, and they just announced that. By the way, we're going to make everything that works with Zoom work with Teams as well. We are going to embrace the Team ecosystem. I know why they did this. The truth of the matter is Teams is more dominant in the corporate space, so they were sort of pushing themselves into education, but they're building a lot of corporate products. People are using Teams at a much higher rate now in the corporate space, so they had to do this. So it makes sense, and that's big news that now everything from D10 will be Zoom or will be Teams enabled as well.
Yeah, so they're definitely pursuing like the certification for Microsoft Teams, so that all of their stuff will be.
It's going to take a while. It'll take 6 months to get done.
Getting certifications takes a while, but it's big news that is something that they are actively pursuing, and something that they are pursuing for products that are going to come out in the future as well. So, wow. That's definitely big news from D10. So let's check out the Sony has a new laser projector, the world's smallest.
They're claiming it to be the world's smallest. We haven't verified this. They're claiming it to be the world's smallest. That's why I put around that. 3 LCD projector. It's WUXGA resolution, not a 4K. But it is very small. It's about this big. So it's much, my first traveling projector was the size of this, but this is laser and it's going to last 15,000 hours, 20,000 hours potentially.
Versus lamp-based, which does not.
And I forget the brightness of it. I'm sure it's in the article, but it's something like 3,000 amps, so it's very bright.
Yes, I believe you're right. So very bright for.
They also, I don't know if you have an article on this. I don't know if we covered this or not, but they also yesterday introduced a mic array. So a lot of people may not think of Sony as a collaboration company, but they did introduce a mic array yesterday. So that story is on our website as well at ravepubs.com. Brand new product. Sony enters a new segment of the market. They've had a ceiling version. They now have a speaker bar version.
Yes. Well, something that I found very interesting was that you tell me they're like one of the biggest manufacturers.
They are the biggest consumer speaker bar company in the world. Nobody's bigger than them.
Which I don't think of them as an audio company or anything. So that really blew my mind when you told me that the other day.
I was surprised, but I guess in thinking about it, I'm not surprised because they're the biggest brand outside of Samsung that makes speaker bars. All the other companies are like Sonos and smaller, right? And Sonos has not been around long enough to be that big. But and then our last story is congratulations to Jason McGraw. They announced the numbers. They had They had almost 75%, a little bit more than 75% of people registered showed up.
Yeah.
They had something close to 12,000 in attendance, 15,000 registrants. It was a great show. We're excited to be part of the show, part of helping to grow the residential AV market. We've had a residential AV publication stuff for like 15 years.
Right.
And we started it with CDA years and years ago. Actually, they were a partner in starting it, and it came full circle to be at that show.
And it's just been very exciting to, beef that segment of rave pubs up. Like, I'm really excited. I've noticed more home content that we've published or that has come in for us to publish. And I'm excited for that publication to just grow and grow.
Yeah, I am too. And look, hey, thanks for watching everything we did today. And everything can be seen in that QR code, which is on the screen. Scan that QR code. Now it's off the screen. But in any case, just go to ravepubs.com. All of our stories are always there at ravepubs.com. If you're not subscribing, you should be subscribing. The cool thing is there's the QR code. We have 9 different publications, so you can subscribe to the one that like you're in higher education, subscribe to rAVe Ed. You're in House of Worship, subscribe to HOW. Right? We got the whole industry covered. You just do digital signage, go for it. We have a publication just for you.
You're an end user.
You're in Europe, we got a publication for you.
Yeah. End user, AV Buyers Club. We have a publication for you too.
So, and Steph is our editor of all things beautiful and amazing. So thanks, Steph, for everything today. And thanks for y'all for watching. And we'll be back next week. I don't know exactly how I'll be on. I'll be doing it from an airport, so that'll be questionable. But that might be kind of fun, right?
That might be
test
fun.
Our system a little bit here.
Yeah, and what are we but testers of new things? So
I gotta go to a call, Steph. So look, you have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.